I am so honored, you guys, to introduce our next speaker. She is absolutely incredible. Not only as a leader, because she's absolutely an incredible leader, but she is an amazing person, a wonderful friend, a total gangster at this business, you guys. She's an OG. She's been here forever. She helped build the building. We've got pictures of her putting the bricks up one by one. You guys, and here's what's so amazing about it. Not only did she help build the building, but her power, her passion, her enthusiasm, her excitement, her growth hasn't wavered one iota since she's been here. It is, in fact, I think it's gotten even bigger as she's gone. She's consistently one of our top enrollers in the company month after month. On top of that, she's enrolled some of our number one enrollers in the company. She's grown a business that spans oceans globally, you guys. She's worked in other countries. She works with some of the top leaders in other countries are on her team. And it's because she's that amazing and she helps everyone around her. She helps them by feeling good. She helps them by finding what their passion is in this business and unlocking the keys to success. So I'm so excited to have our first trainer of our summer season, Ellen Bradley Ganus. Ellen, it's all yours.
Oh my goodness, thank you. What an introduction. I got to live up to that somehow. It's really an honor to be here. And I'm so grateful to you and to Laura for all the work that you have put in to this incredible event. It really did produce such great results for everybody last time. And I'm even looking forward to doubling and tripling that this time. So Ryan, are you going to hit the slides for me? And I'm going to just tell you to cue it for next, okay?
I gotcha.
So today, we are going to be talking about, for the next 25 minutes, we're going to be talking about setting up your map. Now, wouldn't it be incredible if we all had a life map? I wish I could give you that tonight, but it's not going to be about life, but it is going to be about the business, which is going to facilitate a much bigger and better life for you. And one of the things that I just think organizes your whole business is making sure you have a target and you know what you're going for. And that would be maybe your personal goal, right? And that would be your personal effort. But remember too that this is network marketing. It's about creating a network. It's about creating a community. It's about leveraging all your efforts amongst other teammates. So as each one of you do a little, together we can enjoy a lot. So what I'm going to be doing is differentiating the difference between setting your goals, which are personal, setting your team goals, setting the vision, and then putting together a 6-week plan that you're going to get to fill in and then discuss in breakout rooms with everybody once we get into that section of the call. So next slide, please. So when we talk about vision, vision is so important because when you have a vision, it somehow leaks in to the conversations that you're having with people. So as important as it is to have a goal and a target, it's also important because the juice that fuels the action to lead you to the target is part of that whole distinction. And having the vision then creates something for the community and for the team. So this is the definition here as I put it tonight is vision is the compelling picture of the future. Compelling, meaning it has to be exciting. Vision is the compelling picture of the future that unites our team, creates camaraderie, and it guides our decisions and inspires us to work together towards something greater than ourselves. You guys, we always have to be lifted out of the daily chaos and drama that all of us are facing. And when we have a group vision and we can talk about it, it really is that special thing that allows you to focus even in the moments when you feel like there's no way that I can focus. So I want everybody to start thinking, whether or not you have a team, I want you to have a vision about what it is you're creating when the people arrive, or what it is you're creating with the people that are there. And even if you only have one person so far that you've shared with, you have a team. And that's where it starts. All right, next slide, please. So let's talk about what motivates you to get up every day to work your business. And many of you already know we call it the why. But back in the day, A guy that I sponsored that many of you know, Zach Slobin, came up with a great acronym. Acronym. Easy for me to say. Anyway, a shortened version, WHY. So W stands for what, and the H stands for heals, and the Y stands for you. So imagine if you were going to define your why by what heals you. See, Tony Robbins describes it as we're either going to be moving away from pain or we're going to be moving towards pleasure. And you get to choose and you get to define how you're going to focus on what you would like to create as that why. If you're moving away from pain, you're going to be maybe thinking about the things that you don't want in your life. So no matter what, if I don't want this in my life, what do I have to do? What must change? And when we achieve the things that change and move us away from pain, it actually becomes something that in some form heals us. So for some of us, moving away from pain and identifying what those pain points are is going to be really something that drives us. Now, other people might be motivated in a different way. They might be motivated by their dreams. They might be moving towards pleasure. They might want that first class ticket on an airplane. They might be looking at buying a home. They might be looking at taking care of their parents. They might be looking at doing something for their children. So whether you're setting up your why around something that is pleasurable and exciting, that you're moving towards, that you dream of, or something that you know you have defined as, this pain has gotten so great in my life, and I absolutely have to do something to change it. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as it is exciting for you, knowing that that change will be a very big impact for your life. So let's go to the next slide. Vision, as we were talking about before from the quote, brings clarity to the leader with a clear picture of the future. Vision creates a destination for the team while painting a picture of impact and purpose. So we have to know collectively where are we going. So now you've got your why. You've got something that's going to motivate you, that's going to make you get out of bed. But now the team collectively and your idea of when I bring people together, where are we going? Why does it matter? A strong team vision will create a shared sense of purpose. It will help people make decisions without needing constant direction because they're going to have that defined motivation by the purpose that you create together. It will inspire and motivate them when challenges arise because, like I said earlier, they're going to think bigger than themselves, that they know they're marching towards something together, and it's going to align everybody's efforts towards the same outcome. It's kind of like a baseball team that's going for the win. When you have a team that understands what they're doing together and you make it bigger than yourself because the team wants to collectively achieve this, you really get the results you're looking for. Next slide. So here are some examples. Instead of stating a goal that I just want to sell more products, that's how I'm going to get my enrollments. I'm just going to sell. The vision takes it into this area. For example, we want to help families create healthier bodies free from harmful toxins. We want to help people create a better quality of life. We want to help people release the emotional and physical pain that they're suffering with every day. When you create this vision, you could get excited about the service that it's going to have to somebody else. It's more than just saying I'm selling a product, check that box, got my PIB. I'm doing something that's going to change somebody's life. And when you define it this way, it feels a lot better and it ends up motivating you through every season. If the intention is to share the business opportunity, rather than, oh, I can just help you make a lot of money and we've got a great comp plan, all that shop talk. If we could say something like, we want to help families create additional income so that they can live the abundant lives they deserve, so they can raise their children with no limits, so they can afford to send their children to the best educational facilities that they dream about, so they can have time to take trips and make memories with their loved ones. Whatever that is, when you can share it this way, it has an emotional component. And whenever you can tap into an emotional component for what you're sharing with other people, they connect from their heart, and it really makes a very big difference. All right, next slide. So when COVID hit and I took my events online, I was thinking with everybody, how can I create a sense of community? I was doing everything in person. So we created this online event with, regular Zoom calls, and everybody was getting to choose their pack and do whatever they were doing together for a limited amount of time. And we called the challenge Stronger Together, so that it had a community feel. And I just want to give you an example of the vision that I created for everybody that was joining this particular challenge. And I said, we create experiences. So the experiences, whether it's weight loss or whether they're wanting a change in their beauty, whether they want a change in their energy, everybody got to choose. We create experiences to provide community and connections. So already we're thinking about networking, we're thinking about conversations, we're thinking about support. We create experiences to provide community and connections for people who crave accountability. They're going to receive that support from relationships that they're making in this community. And they know that with accountability, they're going to reach their goals because they have somebody reminding them of what it is they wanted to do. Who crave accountability to live their highest human potential in the context of love and joy. When I say highest human potential, you can think about it as reaching the goal that's going to improve your life. I like to think of it like, what's the highest form we could shoot for, right? We reach for the moon, we land on the stars. So we create experiences to provide community and connections for people who crave accountability to live their highest human potential in the context of love and joy. So let's go. And this really gave just so much energy to everybody in the group. It's like, what am I going to choose? What do I want to better in myself? How am I going to share this excitement with somebody else that wants to improve something else in their life? And you guys, this is the juice underneath what we're sharing, underneath what we're actually selling. This is the vision. And I really want you guys to get this, because when you have this as context, everything else falls into place. And you'll see what I mean when we get into the actual goal setting. Next slide, please. Okay, so goal setting tonight is going to involve all of you thinking about, who do I want to have as an accountability partner? Is it going to be my sponsor? Is it going to be my neighbor? Is it going to be my brother, my sister, my best friend, my mother? It doesn't matter who it is. But an accountability partner is somebody that sets agreements with you. And sometimes through these agreements, the reason why agreements are set is because the accountability partner is going to be able to say to you, hey, tell me what it is you want me to hold you accountable for. Tell me what it is you want to achieve. Tell me what the time frame is in which you'd like to achieve it. And I'm asking you permission, if I'm your accountability partner, to make sure that when I remind you and it becomes uncomfortable, you're not going to get upset with me. I'm going to do exactly what you ask me to do, no matter how it makes you feel. So you guys, setting these agreements gives the accountability partner permission to actually hold you accountable so that nothing strange happens and you can respect one another. Does that make sense? So once you know who your accountability partner is going to be, you set your agreements, you tell them what you want, and you set up a plan of action of how they're going to be supporting you. It could be through text, it could be through phone calls, it could be through Zooms. If they live close to you, it could be getting together. It doesn't have to overwhelm you, it doesn't have to be a lot. You each get to decide what that's going to be. There's two kinds of goals I want you to think about in setting up the Accelerate program. The goals that are most important, I call them, I will do whatever it takes. Find a way. These are the goals that feel like I must, and if I don't, I will die, right? So what that means is when you set up these goals, no matter what it is, and I look at goal setting from Sunday night at 9 p.m. Pacific to Sunday night at 9 p.m. Pacific, since we work in week-long increments and we pay weekly, I set up my goals for each week. And I do have agendas each evening, and I know what I'm doing in each 24-hour period, and that's super important. But setting up the weekly goal with your accountability partner is, you have to know what's going to be the goal that you're going to do no matter what. So this is what it means. Let's just say that your I must, no matter what, enroll one person this week. If that's your I must goal, and you share that with your accountability partner, and it is 6 o'clock on Sunday night, we know that the week's going to close at 9 Pacific or midnight on the East Coast. If you didn't do what you said you wanted to do, if you didn't achieve that goal of the one enrollment and it's 6 o'clock, your accountability partner is going to say to you, cancel the dinner, don't do the laundry, talk to nobody, figure it out, get it done, let me know when it's done. So the goals that you set, they're the must goals in your mind should be achievable goals. We all make these very long lists and we overestimate what we're going to achieve. What I want you to do is set an I must goal that is really attainable, that you're really willing to sacrifice for. Because every achievement involves a sacrifice. So can I get your commitment? Put 1 in the chat. If you are going to commit to setting weekly goals that you must achieve no matter what, with accountability and permission to be held accountable to whatever it is you say you must achieve. You guys, if you get this and you hold yourself to this, you are going to move your business forward so fast. And let me show you how much faster it can grow in the week. After you set up the must goals, the achievable goals, the accountability goals, I want you to think about the cherry on the cake, the extra stuff. The stuff that's not I must, it's I will if I can. Doesn't that feel good a little bit, right? After you made that really big commitment or all these big things. Now, I will if I can, but where do these fit in? If you achieve your I must goals early in the week, you're going to have a second set of goals that takes you further. And these are the ones you're going to focus on, and you're going to identify what the priorities are, how you're going to reach them. It might be through working with a teammate, it might be an enrollment or something you're doing on your own. But the I will if I can are the extra things that you're going to go for that don't have the high priority of the I must. They're going to be what's going to be convenient in the schedule that you have beyond the accomplishment of what you've done because it was a full-on commitment. Does that make sense? Now remember, there are people that I have worked with that never set up the I must goals. And I want to caution you, when people set up, I'll do what I can. Sometimes we start out that way, we then prioritize, we see what's here, we get excited, and then we reprioritize. I'm not talking about that. But for people that are only operating, I'll do what I can, I'll do it if it's convenient, I got a lot of other things I'm prioritizing, all I do with those people is say, please make sure you understand that if you're just going to do it, you can, in the convenience of your life, you're going to have a salary that matches that. Convenient effort creates a convenient salary. It's not going to be the best of what you wish to have. So I really want you to think about making the 2 columns, the I must, and then I will if I can. And that way you can always go further than what your highest achievement is. And this will give you the target that you need each and every week to be getting your goals met. Let's go to the next slide. As you know, Laura set this up so beautifully with all the prizes. Everybody should be able to enroll 2 people in 6 weeks. That's so little. Even if you start building your pipeline in week 1, and if nothing happens in terms of an enrollment, you got 5 more weeks to actually build the pipeline, start the conversations, have the 5 back and forths before you actually get the enrollment. Everybody at any level of however you commit should be able to do the 2 enrollments in 6 weeks. The honorary, I'm not going to lie, that's a lot. 10 enrollments is a lot. It means you're going to have a much bigger pipeline, a lot more conversations. It's going to require full-on intention, accountability, consistency, tracking, and of course, follow-up, because as everybody knows, the fortune is in the follow-up. Elite, turn it up just 2 more. Also a very big effort. It requires leadership, not just of a team. It requires you to lead by example and lead yourself and not let yourself down. Commit to what you say you're going to do. So there's such an emotional component to goal setting. And that's why we talked about the why. That's why we talked about the vision. And if you're not feeling strong enough, that's why we talked about the accountability. And that's why we're throwing in some prizes to make it fun. Because we know the journey of transformation is an emotional one. If you do what you did, you get what you have. In order to change, We have to be willing to do what's different and to step into that new version of ourselves and not be creating from the past. We have to imagine, what do we want the future to look like? Who do I have to become to have a future that I deserve that will match the person that I'm being? The new future you dream of that you never had is not going to match the person that you used to be, which is a good thing because that person served us. That person lived a life with a lot of success. But when you're ready for more, you have to ask yourself, how am I willing to change? How am I willing and what am I willing to do that's going to be different? Who's going to hold me accountable with love and with firmness? And am I going to be willing to let myself down? And when you know that where you're going and what you're wanting to achieve and why you're doing it is as important as you state it is, it'll be so much easier to not let yourself down. Next slide, please. All right, so the recruiting funnel. We share, we connect, we follow up, we close, and we earn. Sharing is just the first step. Sharing is the door opener. Sharing is partially a discovery process, asking questions, finding out if the person in front of you has something that you could potentially improve for them, maybe fix for them, maybe enlighten them a little bit. Whatever that is, there's a discovery process, whether the person's in front of you, whether you're going back with messages on social media, whether you're in a phone call, whether you're at an event. The first step, opening the door, getting to know somebody, is a discovery process that will allow you to share something that makes sense to them and for them based on what you're learning. After that door is opened, and after you've done that, I like to think about the connect part where you're creating the rapport that is necessary to create the trust in this new potential relationship for somebody to basically buy you, because they're not going to buy what you're selling until they buy you first, because people are doing business with those they know, they like, and they trust. So the connecting piece is very important for building the trust. So you open the door, you find out what they need, you see if this is going to make sense, you make a suggestion, you might even share a tool. There's many different ways. Some people go a lot further in that first share. Some people, share the tools and do that a little bit later. But you must understand that after you open the door, you have to create connection in any magical way that you like to do that. The fortune is in the follow-up. I can't tell you how many people have a million leads, have a list from here to infinity, have their inbox exploding, have so many friends on social media that are connecting with them, and they might share a little bit. This is what I do. What do you do? What do you, blah, 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 finding out what the needs are. They might connect a little bit. This is where I live, blah, blah, blah. But then all of a sudden, they don't follow up. Even when they share a tool, they don't even follow up to say, what did you think? So every night when you're thinking about what you're going to do the next day, you should be building that pipeline. You should know what step you're on in this funnel, where you left off, make notes for each person you've spoken to, and always, always follow up. Don't be attached to the outcome. Don't worry about if they liked or disliked a video. Don't worry about if they're going to say yes or no. Stay true to the path you're on. Be willing to learn the lessons for what the path has for you. Because we learn from pain, right? It's the things that are most painful that create the greatest growth. And what you learn and how you grow is what you're taking forward to have your success achieve in much easier ways. So everything serves a purpose. And if you can disconnect emotionally from the outcome and you can stay true to sharing, connecting, follow up, it will lead to the close. And the close is the offer. It doesn't magically just happen. If somebody is interested, you have to give them options. You have to understand what their budgets are. You have to be able to meet them where they are, back down to something that makes sense if what you offered isn't what they wish for. And you're always filling a need. And then, of course, after that, you're going to earn your PIB and you're going to earn your residual income and you're going to earn in the multitude of ways that Isogenics pays you. Next slide, please. So I want to make this really real. If you're somebody that has talked to a lot of people and you feel like you are just failing forward because nobody's doing anything, let's get really real with the numbers. Let's imagine that you share with 20 people. Sounds like a lot. Now you're going to adjust these numbers because you're going to have the must goals, you're going to have the convenient goals. Remember? You're going to adjust the numbers, but I'm just using this as an example. When you typically share, we're looking at statistics, so we're going through, company, stats and things. Sharing with 20 people, followed up with 15 meaningful conversations, and then actually 10 follow up to the meaningful conversations, maybe 5 presentations sent out of the 20 that actually want to see it, could quite possibly just end up with 2 enrollments. So don't beat yourself up and recognize that the higher numbers you play, the greater chances you have of enrolling. It is all a numbers game when you can emotionally detach and understand it's a numbers game. Play with the biggest amount of numbers. Remember that you're engaging in so many different ways in life. You're engaging in the activities you do in real life off the grid. You're engaging for social media. You're engaging in home parties. You're engaging by personal development events you might go to. You're engaging through referrals that you're asking for. You're engaging through book clubs. We did a book club with John Gray this month. There are so many ways to build a pipeline so that this first line of new people can just grow to extraordinary amounts. If you're just thinking in one cubbyhole, I don't have a lot of friends on Facebook, I don't go out, I don't have a lot of activities, I don't go to parties, right? If you're thinking in just one cubbyhole, you have to expand your vision and recognize the opportunity to connect with people there's just so many. And it makes for a better life too. Because isn't connections everything? Aren't relationships everything? Aren't friendships the thing that give so much quality to our lives? Let's go to the next slide. So, how many people do you want to enroll? What is your must goal versus your convenient goal? Who's your accountability partner going to be? How much do you want to earn over the 6 weeks? What is it that you'd like to do in terms of your rank advancement? And the goals also, do I want to earn the team builder coupon and enroll 2? Do I want to go for that $150 coupon and have a total of 5? There's so many wonderful, valuable prizes and things that will help you with your business, even offset the cost of your monthly purchase of product. There's just a million ways to win in Isogenics. Your leader goals for the community that you're building, whether you have it or not, what you imagine you could do, or if you got it. And I know a lot of you on here are fantastic leaders, so many of you that inspire me that I learn from. So I'm speaking to you right now. Can you help 3 teammates at least enroll their first customer? Are you willing to set a goal to rank advance at least 1 person during the Accelerate program? Would you be willing to conduct a weekly training? I just told my team, listen, we have such an influx of new customers. I am willing once a week to set up a Q&A to take everybody deeper into product education if necessary. Just let me know, we'll set it up. And on the flip side of that, for everybody wanting to build a business, hey, I'm ready to set up a call once a week to do whatever it takes to help everybody that has that vision for business right now. And it morphs and it changes according to the needs of the group. And that's how I decide what I'm going to do. How are you going to be recognizing achievement? Are you going to be sending a card? Are you going to be giving gifts? Are you going to be setting up, personal bonuses out of your own pocket? What is it you're going to do? As an actress here in Los Angeles, we used to, sometimes when my husband and I would work on a TV show, we would have the actors like autograph the script, and we would give the script out, to somebody that achieved something. We even did something so crazy where when ER was back on TV, There was an author that I had been working with who wrote a book you might have heard of called The Celestine Prophecy. And it was James and Sally Redfield. And they were enjoying the product and building a business and using it with their kids. So they had one little contest to put together, and the kids came out, and we got them to be extras on the set of ER, and they got to be bloodied up and drive in an ambulance. So you can be so creative. I use my life, I especially did back in the day when all that was going on, but to use the entertainment stuff. But think about your life. All of you come from such varied backgrounds. All of you have something that is so unique that you do in the world, whether it's a hobby, whether it's a business. And, some of you are a hairdresser, some of you are cosmetologists, some of you are physical therapists. What can you do and what can you offer from your special and unique talent for your team, for your customers, that makes the relationship with you special? I just want everybody to know that it doesn't matter who you are. I bet you can dig really, really deep, and you could have something very unique and very special to offer people. Let's go to the next slide. All right, so this is like a fill in the blank sheet. In 6 weeks, I will have enrolled blank people. I will earn blank money. I will help blank teammates achieve their goals. The activities I commit to each and every week. My shares, this is the funnel we talked about. My shares, my connections, my follow-ups, my presentations, whether they're in person or whether they're virtual. It doesn't matter. Just check the box. What's going to be your must goal? And you guys, I promise you, the must goals will change your life, because you will never not achieve again if you know how to set it up in a way where they are achievable goals. Small goals, consistency pays off. And when you have small achievable goals, you will then have consistent action and be achieving on a regular basis. And then, of course, the convenient goals. All right, next slide, please. Champions don't rise to simply the level of their goals. It's not about just filling out the worksheet. Champions fall to the level of their daily habits. You've got to focus on the activities. I promise you the results will follow. It's truly what I do. And I'm so excited that we get to have breakout rooms and you get to discuss some of what I shared with you. I am excited to get the feedback. I'm excited to learn what your goals are. I'm excited to see, what your whys are and what your team vision is going to be. So let's just think about all these things: the team vision, the personal vision, the why. Is it going to be pain, moving away from pain? Is it going to be moving towards pleasure? What's your must goal? What's your convenient goal? What are the things you're going to commit to? Are you going to rank advance people? Are you going to rank advance yourself? We now have a good amount of time, like 20 more minutes together. And I'm ready to go to those breakout rooms with you. So let's go.